I know that you hate me.
Do you ever get so close to an orgasm while masturbating or with a partner, but you feel like you can't keep going because all of a sudden the sensation is way too much and your clitoris becomes hypersensitive? Well, that sucks, but you're not alone. Let's talk about it. Because there are so many nerve endings bundled together in the external clitoris, some people are hypersensitive to clitoral stimulation, and the sensitivity can contribute to discomfort in the clit. Maybe it gets very sensitive before you get turned on and less sensitive when you're sexually aroused. Maybe hypersensitive before and again after orgasm. With that being said, it's not uncommon for people, regardless of gender, to experience difficulties finishing or to encounter challenges related to overstimulation and hypersensitivity. People may need time to work out what works best for their body when it comes to climaxing. This also applies to folks with bottom growth. It's possible when a person first starts experiencing bottom growth on testosterone, it can be uncomfortable down there. Because the clitoris is usually previously concealed by the clitoral hood, the new exposition and growth might be hypersensitive at first. So, what can you do to help with overstimulation during sex? A lot of it is learning about your body and getting used to your body's responses. And over time, it'll be easier figuring out what does and doesn't work, or how to avoid that overstimulated feeling. In most cases, direct touch to the clitoris can be painful because it's so sensitive. It's not a button. Don't do that. So no matter what, if you're with a partner or if you're by yourself, it's always best to start slowly and be gentle, stroking around the clit and over the clitoral hood. It needs to warm up. You gotta use your hands to explore all around, seeing which parts are too sensitive and which parts are just right. You may find that changing the pressure or position of your hands as you masturbate or using more lubricant will help out a bit. You also want to touch other parts of the vulva. Touch the labia, touch the opening of the vagina. They have nerve endings too. You can also create a barrier instead of directly touching your bare vulva. Try stimulation over your clothing. Maybe you keep your underwear on. It can feel really good. The extra fabric acts as a buffer between the vibrations of your clitoris, which can help deliver just the right amount of sensations, so you aren't so overwhelmed when it's time to climax. This is also why some people find it easier to climax when they're rubbing or grinding their vulva against something like a pillow or their entire hand or their partner's body or their partner's knee, because the stimulation is distributed all over, not just on the clit, and this can feel really good too. You should also be using a high quality lube which can reduce friction and help with sensitivity. According to an article by Dame, some lubricants or topical creams prescribed by professionals can contain numbing agents, which can decrease sensitivity of the clitoris. You can also explore using different toys. This is actually something that helped me because I would get very overstimulated or hypersensitive before. Like I would get to that point and I would have to stop because I'm like, I can't keep going. But finding a good toy with the right vibrations, the right material, or the right pressure can really help. I also want to encourage you to not put too much pressure on yourself to climax. Sometimes you're too in your head and you can't even enjoy the experience or the pleasure. Just have fun and enjoy the sensations without the goal of climaxing. Sex can feel good without an orgasm. If none of this is working, consult with a healthcare professional for other options because sometimes pain in the clit is something entirely different and needs medical attention. Finally, you can avoid the clit altogether. Like if it's way too sensitive, you have the G spot, the A spot, other erogenous zones that can feel really good. Good luck.